Coming up on this edition of ICN, we look at a local landmark that has been recently deemed unsafe. We bring you more information on the upcoming election and also updates on local Halloween events happening in our area. But that's all next. But first, this week's Open was produced by BPT student Sherman Bingham. Hello, and welcome to this spooky edition of ICM. I'm your host, Don Howard. Over the past couple of weeks, we at ICN have been covering the 2020 elections. And this week, we'll take a look at the two congressional districts that comprise Rutherford County. ICN's Tiva Crawford is here with more.
Late last year, North Carolina's congressional map was redrawn. Rutherford County, which used to be part of the 10th Congressional District, is now a part of two separate districts. The western part of the county now falls under the 11th Congressional District, while the eastern part of the county is considered to be part of the 5th Congressional District. In the 11th, Democrat and retired Air Force Colonel Morris Davis is taking on a young Republican upstart, Madison Cawthorn. This seat was previously held by White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. In the 5th Congressional District, incumbent Republican Virginia Foxx faces a challenge from the district's Democratic nominee, David Wilson Brown. The winners of these contests will be responsible for representing a significant portion of western North Carolina in Congress. Don't forget that early voting ends on October 31st, and Election Day is November 3rd.
Election Day 2020 is just around the corner. Early voting ends this Saturday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Following that, voters will have another opportunity to vote this Election Day, November 3rd, from 6:30 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. The County Board of Elections tells us that any voter in line at the closing time will still be allowed to vote. For more information about where to vote and additional resources, you can visit vt.ncsbe.gov. Local merchants are going forward with their Halloween celebration in spite of COVID-19. There is a tradition in downtown Rutherford where merchants hand out candy and other goodies during Halloween. This year, the event will be held at its traditional time from 4 o'clock in the afternoon until 6 o'clock. However, for Saturday's event, there will be a twist. In order to maintain social distancing, the town of Rutherford is holding a drive-through trick-or-treat. And since the little ghosts and goblins will be in cars, drivers will be entered into a contest at the end of the route, where the best decorated car will win a prize. And now for this week's COVID update. There are currently 170 active cases in Rutherford County. 1,470 people are now out of quarantine, but 21 new cases have been hospitalized. Also, there are 62 deaths reported. For ICC, there are 2 new employee cases this week. Since March, there have been 8 employee cases and 20 student cases. Keep wearing those masks and practice the 3 W's. Wear a mask, wait 6 feet apart, and wash your hands. A local landmark is facing an uncertain future. Former restaurant Legal Grounds in downtown Rutherford was deemed unsafe and unlawful for any person to occupy from the Rutherford County Building Inspector. Back in May, the popular site of what used to be a bar and grill was condemned and deemed unlawful for any person to occupy. According to Rutherford GIS, the building was purchased in March of 2004. The bar, grill, and coffee shop was founded in 1998 by Cynthia and Doug Grondahal. We reached out to the owners and they have not responded to our request for comment. Legal Grounds was the first business in downtown Rutherford to offer mixed drinks and also built the town's first full-service bar. We reached out to Rutherford town manager Doug Barrick, and he told us the building collapsed in the rear, but has also water damage and mold damage from years of roof leaks. He also mentioned that the main structure for the building has been compromised, but the town does not know to what extent. The town of Rutherford told us they are filing a lawsuit to remove the portion of the collapsed building and to investigate the remainder of the structure. We at ICN will keep you updated on this ongoing story. Have you decided on a costume for Halloween this year? Local business owner Joe Wantock of Caspers Closet is here to offer advice.
Hey, this is Joe with Caspers Closet at the Tri-City Mall, and here we're to talk about what's going on for Halloween and what we expect in the COVID. Traffic's up and down with the COVID. Some people are going to do some trick-or-treating. I know some of the churches are doing some trunk-or-treat, so we've got all kinds of characters in the store right now. Big costumes for boys are Mandalorian, anything Star Wars, the new Mandalorian series coming out, so they're doing that, plus all your standards like Jason, Chucky, Freddy, all those horror movie ones. Little girls, it's Harlequin and princesses as always, and little witches. For the ladies, we're looking at Hocus Pocus is really big right now, and Harlequin for those two. For the guys, it's always the guys are a little bit lazier. They like the masks, clown costumes are good. The makeups, the vampires, the zombies, as always, are really, really good. So come out and see us, Caspers, and you guys have a happy Halloween.
Former Chief Deputy and Interim Sheriff of Polk County, Tony Roberson, has announced that he will seek the Republican nomination for the office of Rutherford County Sheriff in 2022. Roberson has served at every level of local law enforcement during his 13 years with the Polk County Sheriff's Department. Roberson is the first candidate to announce his intentions to challenge incumbent Sheriff Chris Francis for the Republican nomination. Francis has served as Rutherford County Sheriff since his election in 2010. For the rest of the semester, Isothermal Community News will be taking a look at some of the college's many student organizations. This week, we want to introduce you to ICC's Photography Club. The Photography Club was started so that students with an interest in the art of photography can engage with those who share their interest. The organization says its mission is to promote self-expression through the art form and just to have fun. Next month, the club will be venturing to South Mountain to photograph its beautiful landscapes. This organization is open to all Isothermal students. The Photograph Club plans to meet after their club trip next month, though no official date is set. To learn more about the Photography Club, contact Austin Holland or Zach Freeman. The Isothermal Community College Board of Trustees is continuing its search for a replacement for President Walter Dalton, who is retiring in February. Their next meeting will be held Tuesday, November 4th at noon. The Rutherford County Commission held its regular meeting on October 5th, where it appointed Ms. Darla Henderson to the Library Board of Trustees, Mr. Jonathan Jones to the North Carolina Arts Council Grassroots Committee, and agreed to accept applications for appointment to the Watershed Review Board and received a report from Tara Conrad of Partners Behavioral Health Management, among other business. The Commission also held a special meeting on October 21st to receive public input in the development of Community Development Block Grant applications for the coming year. This money may be used for neighborhood revitalization, economic development, infrastructure, and demolition projects. Additionally, the county has available money under the CARES Act for activities that prepare, prevent, or respond to the health and economic impact of COVID-19. Their next meeting will be held November 2nd at 6 o'clock. The Rutherford County School Board meets again on November the 2nd. During the meeting held on September 21st, the last one for which minutes are publicly available, the board resolved unanimously to transition county elementary schools to in-person attendance with minimum social distancing, effective October 12th. Their next meeting will be held November 10th at the Cool Springs Boardroom. Isothermal Community College is celebrating Spirit Week with activities every day sponsored by the Student Government Association. Monday kicked off the pumpkin decorating contest. Students were provided pumpkins by the school to paint or to carve. The Student Center was decorated in a Halloween theme with plenty of treats in the lobby and indoor games including vampire teeth and werewolves and villagers. As SGA President Ellie Booth explains, Thursday will feature a special contest.
Check it out. We're going to have a battle of the fates for President Dalton and our reigning ping pong champion from IT, whose name I believe is Tara.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for joining us. Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Isothermal TV. Also, be sure to hit that bell icon to get notifications every time we post. From everyone here in the studio, have a pleasant day.